All right, let's talk about busy versus productive. One of the key things that happens when you're running a real estate business is we don't quite know exactly what we should be doing, but we feel like if we're really busy, like we can't get in trouble because we're working really hard. The thing is, we have to take and assess whether or not we're being just busy or whether we're being productive. So let's talk about how to be productive with the time that we have. One of the biggest silent wasters of time that exists is not clearly knowing and defining before you ever start work what you should be doing at work. In other words, what I'm saying to you is to be a good boss to yourself. A good boss says, hey, look, this is what's got to get done. I need you to do all of this. And if you do that, then you can go home. You've completed your day, right? We know what it is that we have to do. So the silent time waster is those moments that we sit between, I just finished this thing, and what's the next thing I need to do while we're thinking about that? That time is lost, and that happens between emails, that happens a bazillion times a day, and it doesn't seem like it's much time, but it adds up to hours and days and weeks of your life that just disappear on you. So setting up systems that are going to make it clear what you need to get done. One of the big places and things that I'm a fan of is having a CRM that lists for me clearly 100% of everything that needs to get done today. I want to be able to look at that list and be chipping away at that list throughout the course of my day. But here's the problem with having a list. Anybody that's ever had a written list, as you start scratching stuff off in the list, you now have to rewrite the list because there's 4 things in the list that's really hard to see too. When you start with the list, you got to scratch up, you got to write a new list. It's a pain in the butt, it's time consuming, whatever. There's digital tools that will do that for you, where you just simply create, hey, this is the list of things that I've got to get done today. And as you go through those things, you're able to take, and I'm a big believer in not completing them, but once they're done, if it's call a customer, well, I don't want to forget that customer. I'm going to immediately reschedule that customer for the next time I need to call them. So I'm going to go into that task, and rather than saying this is done, I'm going to say this task is done for today, but it creates a new task 3 months from now to contact this customer again. So that way it makes it 100% certain that I'm following up with everybody. But I'm going to use my CRM for more than that. I'm going to create tasks within the CRM for me that are just reminders for me of everything that I need to do. Because if I could have in one place comprehensively everything, business, personal, whatever, that needs to get done, if it's in one place, all I need to do is go through that list, and I have done everything I need to be righteous in my business, which means I can focus on that list constantly. Now, it's great to have the list, but if you're wasting time going back and forth, if the list is not convenient or easy to get to, that's another problem. It's the reason why I recommend, if you're doing real estate, you want to have 3 computer monitors wherever you work. That seems ridiculous. It seems like a lot, except this is the big mindset shift I need every agent to get their head around to really scale. You have one key critical piece of business equipment in your business, and that is you. You are going to usually be the biggest bottleneck in your business, how much you can get you to get done in a given amount of time. Because I am such a critical piece of my business, I need to make sure I'm utilizing my time as well as I can be. If I'm switching between screens and email and all this stuff because I'm on one screen, every switch is time wasted, it's time lost. Now, I say this because the equipment necessary to take and fix this problem is not expensive. Computer monitors are not expensive. The little things that allow you to plug it into an HDMI port or a USB port to take it work, they're not expensive to take and do this. By having 3 monitors, it gives you a place to have your list of what needs to get done. It gives you a place where you can work most of the time, a screen dedicated to just whatever you're working on. And it gives you another monitor that's dedicated to email. And it allows you to turn that screen vertically so that your preview pane can be so large you can see the entire body of your email. By putting myself where I work, in between what needs to get done and the incoming fire of email, and working in the middle, it allows me to see clearly what's got to get done to get me out of here. And it makes sure that the downtime in between, I just finished this, what's the next thing I need to do? Well, what's the next thing on the list? It allows me to take and treat myself like a critical piece of business equipment that I need to keep performing constantly, to basically tune what I do like a race car, to pull out anything that's going to slow me down. So my method for getting this done, again, it's 3 monitors, CRM pulled up with my list of CRM I use. People always ask me, one-page CRM. It's got 2 big downsides to it. Downside number 1, it's really easy. Downside number 2, it's very inexpensive. So if you like expensive and complicated, it's totally not for you. If you want something that the app looks exactly like the CRM, do I get paid for this? No, I'm not a paid advertiser for one-page CRM. It's not even a real estate CRM. I use it and I put everything in my business, everything in my purse, my credit card payments, my dog's flea pill is in there. It's in there because I don't want to have to make me responsible to remember anything. And the reason why is because I know I forget things. You know who never forgets things? The computer. So why wouldn't I delegate something I'm imperfect at to something that's perfect at it? Because I need to control it? That's bad business. That's not treating the cheap piece of business equipment like it's super valuable. If I'm depending upon me to remember things, it is one more way to let myself down potentially. It's one more way to cause problems in my business. So I take and have delegated all memory elsewhere, which means I'm off the hook for that. I can just focus on execution. And as it turns out, guys, execution is the one thing usually that you can't really delegate. At least certain things can't be executed well or as well by other people. Certain things you have to be in the middle of. There's things you could give to virtual assistants and whatever else. But that phone call to my customer where I say, hey, I was just thinking about you. I don't want somebody else making that call. I want to make that call because they know I'm busy. They know I do a lot. And the fact that I take the time to show them that they matter to me is one more thing that by harvesting my time back from all these other time wasters I'm able to give to them gives my customers an experience with me that the other people they work with don't give them. Here's the crazy thing, and I want you to think about it. When was the last time you got a phone call from somebody you bought something from, and they said, hey, I was just calling to check on you, see how you're doing? If the answer is it's never happened, guess what? You just have a massive market opportunity because nobody else is doing it, right? How do we have the time to do those things? By being disciplined in what we do, to make sure that we're being hyper productive in what we're doing. And we do that by delegating away the things that we don't need ourselves to do, especially remembering things, especially keeping track of the list of what's got to get done. That needs to be automated. That needs to be simple. Email tells us incoming problems. I need to be able to deal with those quickly. I want to have that monitor there for my email so that I am responding super quickly. That gives you all kinds of business benefits as other agents start to think of you as the agent they could depend upon to get back to them quickly. All of this makes sure that when I sit at my desk, I am harvesting and using every second of my time as effectively as I can to make sure that I am valuing me the way I really need to. This will make you more productive. This will help you get more out of your business and your life. If you're sitting here saying, oh, I can't spend the $250 that it would take to implement this, if your business is not worth an investment of $250, we have to be talking. Maybe it'll be a different video sometime. We'll talk about that. You're your chief piece of business equipment, guys. Treat yourself like it. Set yourself up to be as productive as you can be.